Good morning, everybody. Welcome to AUC and to this launch of the Process Safety Management Diploma. I would like to invite President Ahmed Dalal to deliver his welcoming remarks.
Thank you, Dean Gafar. Your Excellency, Engineer Karim Badawi, Minister of Petroleum and Mineral Resources, Mr. Mohamed Shindy, Managing Director of Methanex Egypt, distinguished guests, partners, and colleagues, one and all, good morning and welcome to the American University in Cairo. Today, we celebrate an important partnership between the Ministry of Petroleum and Mineral Resources, Methanex Egypt, and AUC to address a critical need in the oil, gas, and petrochemical industry sector. And we just spoke to the minister, and hopefully we'll be celebrating much more within weeks. As Egypt develops its natural gas and petrochemical sector to drive long-term growth, safety is a top priority. Process safety management, when implemented effectively, reduces the frequency and severity of incidents that pose risks to people, to assets, and to the environment. The Ministry and Methanex Egypt have taken the lead in developing these safety standards for companies across the sector. And we are proud to join this partnership and work with you through our Engineering and Science Service Center and our Department of Petroleum and Energy Engineering to design and deliver Egypt's first process safety management diploma. It is part of our mission to foster knowledge translation through collaboration and support, building technical competence in Egypt and the region. This strategic collaboration between government, industry, and academia aims to equip professionals with the knowledge and skills to implement process safety management standards in the sector and enhance individual capabilities and organizational knowledge, fostering a strong and sustainable process safety culture. I am grateful for His Excellency Minister Badawi for his visionary support and partnership, and would also like to express my gratitude to Mr. Shindy and the Methanex team for their long-standing commitment to improving process safety in Egypt and beyond. Finally, I want to thank my colleagues at the School of Science and Engineering for their efforts to bring this program to light and to help enable AUC to fulfill its mission of service to Egypt. Thank you all for joining us today. I look forward to working together and realizing the program's vision in support of Egypt's development goals. Please join me in welcoming His Excellency Minister Badawi to the podium to deliver his remarks.
Good morning. First of all, it's a great pleasure to be here, and I would like to personally thank Dr. Ahmed Dalal, President of the AUC, for hosting us today and for the partnership and the collaboration really with the AUC. I would like to also extend my thanks and also appreciation for Dr. Tariq Shawi, His Excellency, Minister of Education, and who has done very important, collaboration for the education system in Egypt and so forth. It's a great pleasure, to be here with Your Excellency. And also, I'd like to really thank, Engineer Mohamed Shindy, Director for Methanex, for all the partnership and the collaboration, everything that we're doing. And I would really like to obviously thank, all the esteemed, members of the AUC, both in terms of the engineering department, but also in terms of all the various departments, because I'm a firm believer that AUC stands for many things and has an impact on many people, many sectors, not only in Egypt, in the rest of the world. So before I start really about the topic of the day, I cannot be in the AUC and not acknowledge really, my personal pride of being an AUC graduate, in 1995. And I'm a firm believer that AUC played, an important role in terms of who I am, today, and in who many of the different, let's say, talents which exist in, across the world, across industries and so forth. So I really, I'm very grateful to AUC and to all the teams over the years, right, who have enabled many and developed so many skills, around the world. So I just wanted to pass my appreciation really to the AUC, and also express really my pride, right, of being an AUCian, and really in terms on being able as well, in my current capacity to expand the areas of collaboration and partnerships, between the AUC and the sector, in Egypt, and with the impact also beyond the region. So today, actually, we are talking about a very important milestone, and this milestone in terms of development of a diploma on process safety is something that has many impacts on many people, and human lives is something that is extremely important, and process safety stands at the heart of safety of human lives, of those who are involved in the operations, but in terms of so many who are actually not involved in the operation, but could be impacted by, should something disastrous happen, goes well beyond, the vicinity of where an incident happens. So I would like to maybe start by expressing a little bit in terms on what are the 6 pillars. So also we all realize really the areas of collaboration, and also the relevance actually of this diploma, and what is the purpose, what is the purpose behind. I'm a firm believer if we understand what is the purpose that we are working for, or what is the, the bigger picture of what is it that we're trying to achieve, we can all maximize the value of our partnerships and our collaborations. So when we look at the Ministry of Petroleum and Mineral sector, we have 6 key pillars, right, that are really driving our efforts in terms on what do we need to do, not only for today, but really for tomorrow, realizing the realities of today, and also the challenges that we're going through, but more importantly, the opportunities for the future. And when we look at these, the first pillar is really in terms on how we can provide, the petroleum products, or the energy, let's say, products for the people who are today living in Egypt, which is 120 million people, and the people actually in the region, and to be able to provide those petroleum products, in their various shapes and forms, for us to be able to do that in the most, let's say, cost-effective manner, and in terms on the least, let's say, impact as well on the environment, is for us to really work on maximizing production, how we can maximize production from our existing, reservoirs. And always we say maximizing production with a very good focus on reservoir management to make sure that we do it in a sustainable way, and also to maximize exploration to be able to identify new reserves, right, whether in oil or of gas, to be able to provide the future energy needs that we require. So when we look in terms on the domain of production for oil and gas, or in terms of exploration, this area is a very complex, it's a very technical, but it's also a very innovative, domain that, again, I believe there's a lot of very strong collaboration between academia and between really the sector and the industry. So this is really the first pillar, right, that we are putting a very big focus on. The second pillar is really around how we can leverage the infrastructure that exists in Egypt in terms of the petrochemical sector, and again, process safety is very, also has a big impact on the petrochemical front, also on the refinery front, to be able to provide, the value-added derivatives, right, that we need for our everyday lives, and also our export capabilities in terms of terminals, right, in terms to be able to liquefy gas and to be able to export gas for the other parts of the world, such as, Europe, the US, the different parts of the world. So Egypt has a fantastic infrastructure that exists. And we have also a huge infrastructure in terms of ports, in terms of gas networks, crude distribution networks, all across really the Egypt and so forth. And we can leverage those and maximize the effectiveness and the efficiency of using those facilities for the benefit not only of the people of Egypt, but also for the people as well of the region. The third pillar is actually for us is on the mining sector, right? And the mining sector in Egypt today, it contributes to maybe 1% of the GDP or a bit less, and we're trying to make it really to 5 or 6%. And the mining sector has been a sector which has been a bit not a key area of focus in countries where mining is not the major driver of the GDP. However, in the last few years, mining has actually gained a lot of importance in terms on supply chain, right? The resilience, across, the different parts of the world. But it's also gained a lot of importance in terms on providing the critical minerals which are required for the energy the technologies on the energy transition front, which is why now you'll find that mining is a topic actually of importance and a topic actually of discussion within the energy domain sector itself, right? So recently, even in the International Energy Agency, the key areas, of energy sources discussed is fossil fuel, oil and gas, renewable, and mining. And again, this also provides as well a very strong interlink in terms on technology, in terms of academia, and in terms of really areas for potential growth in the future. And again, here I'll link this a bit to the academia and to what AUC can also provide in terms for, existing students, future students, and future areas of growth in terms of academia programs. Mining is something that actually has a lot of importance, not only in the energy sector in Egypt, but actually across the world. The fourth pillar for us to be successful in those three, and I call those three are those which are, let's say, the drivers, if you will, from an economic, standpoint and providing, goods. The fourth pillar is how to be able to enable them is on the energy front, the energy mix. How we can really, it's very important for us as Egypt to focus on making sure that we're not only focused on gas, we're not only focused, on crude, but that we're also really focusing on maximizing the natural resources that we have to deliver the optimum energy mix for the country, and for essentially also impact on the world. And this is why, with my colleague and dear friend, Minister of Electricity and Renewable Energies, Dr. Mahmoud Ismat, we have renewed the energy, let's say, policies, right, and objectives for Egypt to have renewables to actually account for 42% of our energy mix by 2030. 2030 seemed to be far away, but 2030 is just around the corner. We're talking about now, 5 years, or probably even less than 5 years, for us to really be able to deliver that energy mix. And again, I'd like to always give him actually a lot of credit because he's made a lot of very tangible strides over the last few months. And our ability to increase renewable is something which actually has a huge impact, again, for the petroleum sector, because it releases the dependency on gas for power stations and enable gas to be able to be used as a clean source of power and so forth, but also to be able to use as feedstock for the petrochemical sector and for sectors which are actually beyond the oil and gas. I mean, if you look really in terms of gas as a feedstock and the petrochemical, this is what is used actually to be able to produce, ammonia, which is for fertilizers. Again, so from a food security, whether for Egypt and the rest of the world, the oil sector, or the petrochemical is actually a very strong contributor to food security, not only in Egypt, but in the rest of the world. And at the same time, if you look in terms on all of the, products that we commonly use on our day-to-day basis are really coming from, the industries associated, again, from the petrochemical sector, and again, really very much linked to the process safety, and the importance of it to be able to deliver, such kind of industry in a safe manner, right? So this is why that this renewable energy mix is very important for us. And then I will also add that this will provide to Egypt the foundations to be able to be really a key regional player, a key regional hub in terms of all the future green energies. So, and here I'm talking about green hydrogen that again, everybody talks about, and in terms on green ammonia and so for all of these green derivatives, which no doubt, right, will accelerate in the years to come. And hence again, from an academia perspective, there's tremendous opportunities, right, to be able to develop and to work together on. But those are real opportunities for us and for Egypt, because we have land, we have wind, we have sun, and we have an ability to deliver projects on the ground. And here again, I will go back to the petrochemical sector, that Egypt has signed one of the very first actually contracts to deliver green ammonia, right, to be able to provide, low carbon, fertilizers, for Europe, with a developer called Scatec and with an off-taker called Yara in Norway, who is a global fertilizer company worldwide and so forth. And again, this again to be able to show that we can do it, right? We have the capabilities to be able to do that, and then we can really expand and scale on that. So again, so when I talk about this fourth pillar around the renewable, the energy mix, it has a lot of relevance, and again, it goes, hand in hand as well, with the energy focus, right, that the AUC has, and a lot of opportunities to really attach many different areas of academia and of the sector, which really can help on all the different domains, building on the skill sets on the petrochemical front, on the green energies of the future, and also on having this energy mix. So this is the fourth pillar, is really around the energy, right, the energy mix. For us to be able to deliver all of these, we cannot do it without people. And we cannot do it without a safe environment for us. And this is why the fifth pillar for us is very important, which is really around the people, around the health and safety, of the people who are working in the sector, so that they can come to the sector and they can come safely, contribute to the bigger mission and so forth, but that they can also go back home to their families and friends safely, right? And again, this is why this program has a very tangible impact on people's lives, on families' lives, and on a whole sector existence, because if we have a sector which is not safe, you cannot attract talent to a sector which is not safe, and you cannot attract investment in a sector which is not safe. And this is why the importance of this program, I cannot really understate it, but it has huge implications because of the potential unfortunate, disastrous consequences if we do not get this right. And the ability of having this formalized program in collaboration with the AUC is really a very important milestone, right? Not only for the AUC, for our sector in Egypt, and for actually even the sectors beyond, because we can take this and then scale this up, right, with the AUC across the borders. The other element in this pillar is also the environment. We really have to make sure that we work as well to live for future generations a safe environment, which is why, again, when I look at climate, and when I look at the focus of AUC on the sustainability front and so forth, there's also a very good alignment on this, because it's very important for us. And I always say it's kind of a bit of a duty of care, right? We have to look after our people and make sure we look after the environment for future generations and so forth. And again, I always tie both of these in terms of those are the right things to morally do, but also from a sector investment perspective, from a job creation perspective, from an economic perspective, it's very, very important for investment, either sustainability of existing investments in both petroleum, oil and gas, and mining sector, and in terms of being able to attract additional investments, into the country and into that sector in general. So again, the importance of this program has, again, an impact not only on people's lives, but actually in terms of attraction of investments, whether we're talking about in Egypt or in the sector overall in the different places in the world. And then the fifth pillar is really around the regional collaboration. I mean, I'm a firm believer that if we want to unlock the full potential and the full value, right, of any assets or value or capabilities that we have, we cannot do it on our own. And again, same as when I look at the Ministry of Petroleum and Mineral Resources, we cannot do it on our own. Collaboration with the other members of the cabinet, collaboration, with our partners, whether existing partners today or future partners or different countries, and so, is very important. So collaboration is very, very important. When I look at Egypt, Egypt has a location which, again, everybody talks about and so forth, and it's real, it's a fact. We're across, let's say 3 different continents. We have an infrastructure which is factual, and it exists, whether we talk about roads, whether we talk about railways, whether we talk about ports, whether we talk about airports, whether we talk about the human, actually, even infrastructure, the human capabilities, right, that exist and so forth, those are real. And for us to maximize the value, of this endowment, if you will, that we have, we want to be able to maximize it without only depending on our only natural resources, that exist today. We will always work to increase the leveraging our own natural resources, but it's also very important that we see how we maximize the value in terms of regional collaboration. And this is why, for example, you see a lot of collaboration we're doing with other countries in the region. Recently, we made collaboration with Cyprus to be able to unlock gas potential in Cyprus, leveraging infrastructure that exists in Egypt for the benefit of the people of Egypt, for the benefit of the people of Cyprus, and for the benefit of the people of Europe, and for the benefit of the world in terms of providing that gas, to the benefit of the world. And many different ways of collaboration. We recently as well, signed with His Royal Highness Prince Abdulaziz bin Salman Al Saud, Minister of Energy from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, as well, really partnerships and collaboration on energy efficiency, so that we can, again, we don't have to start from scratch. We can leverage experiences, and processes that have been implemented in the kingdom, so that way we can, implement them in Egypt, fine-tune them for Egypt, and really work together and so forth. And many forms of collaboration. And here, in the spirit of collaboration, being in AUC, I believe that the partnership with AUC is very important. And again, this program is, let's say, one of the areas of collaboration that we can do, not only for the benefit of Egypt, but again, of the region, right? And this is something that, again, we have a lot of engagements, with the Africa Petroleum Producing, organization. We have many engagements with different organizations across the world with many different partners. So rest assured that the great output of, a diploma such as this has actually impacts well beyond the people who are impacted, who will go through this program, thanks to your support, thanks to the support of Methanex, and thanks to the support of also the members of, the ministry and the petrochemical sector, and everybody who has been involved in making this happen, everybody who is involved today in signing, but more importantly, everybody who's going to be involved in making it happen on the ground and who's going to go through that experience will really have a personal impact on people's lives, on the whole, let's say, growth of a very important energy sector, and more importantly, really in terms on really impacting, food security, impacting energy security, and really having a huge economic benefit to Egypt and to the whole region. So I really am very grateful to the AUC. I'm very grateful to Methanex. I'm very grateful to our teams involved in this, and in all the teams will be involved in delivering this for the future. And I apologize, I took a little bit of time, but I wanted to highlight a bit those 6 pillars, because I believe they can open up a lot of different areas of collaboration, and for us to be able to amplify the potential, right, of our collaboration, with the AUC well beyond, what exists today, for which I'm very, very grateful for. I think the AUC has been a great partner to the sector, right, for many, many years, and I'm very happy and very proud to be here today to witness this key milestone, and to use this as a platform, as a springboard for many, many more, partnership and collaboration on many other domains. So thank you very much, and I really appreciate the collaboration. I wish everyone the best of success and the best of collaboration and teamwork and partnership. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Karim, for this inspiring and very informative speech. We are very proud of our mechanical engineering department. And now it gives me a great pleasure to introduce our main partner at the ministry, who really played a key role in bringing this day to fruition, the first Undersecretary of the Ministry, Geologist Ala El-Batal.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Actually, I don't know what to say after His Excellency, what he mentioned. It was very informative and very inspirative speech from His Excellency, as usual. So I will try to minimize my words to be optimistic in the time. His Excellency, Engineer Karim Badawi, Minister of Petroleum and Mineral Resources, Dr. Ahmed Dalal, AUC President, Mr. Mohamed Shindy, Managing Director of Methanex Egypt, dear esteemed ladies and gentlemen. It gives me a great pleasure and honor to join you today for this important event and occasion as we witness the launch of the Process Safety Management Diploma, which represents a strategic step towards embedding a culture of process safety within the Egyptian petroleum sector. This initiative reaffirms the directions of His Excellency Engineer Karim Badawi, the Minister of Petroleum and Mineral Resources, stemming from the comprehensive strategic vision from the well-defined work pillars, which was just a few minutes was presented, to the sector, enhancing the particularly Pillar 5, which focus on the creating safe and environment and attractive work investment that ensures the protection of lives, asset integrity, and environmental preservation. Ministry of Petroleum and Mineral Resources prioritize process safety as a key sustainability and the business continuity, efficiency, and the global competitiveness. The Ministry's process safety strategy for 25 to 27 include building calibers and enhanced technical readiness to build a strong safety culture in order to control, measure accident hazards, and prevent human and asset loss. This recently signed by MOU in Egypt's 25 in last February, including ambitious initiative, most notably the launch of a specialized diploma in the process safety to train 150 participants from the Egyptian petroleum sector in collaboration with the AUC. The aim of this diploma is to build exceptional calibers and lead to competitive improvement in process safety in this system. The diploma curriculum has been jointly developed by collaborative team composed from highly qualified ministry personnel and academic experts from AUC and Methanex. The program is grounded in the national safety standards and guidelines, ensuring alignment with the MOP process safety and strategy framework. We firmly believe that this diploma represents a transformational step towards cultivating a generation of specialized, equipped, and face-to-face safety challenges, enhance institutional performance, and uphold the high safety standards in the workplace. We also affirm that this initiative is being a broader journey towards developing competencies, achieving excellence in process safety management. In conclusion, I extend my sincere thanks to His Excellency Engineer Karim Badawi, Minister of Petroleum and Mineral Resources, for his unwavering support for applying the highest standards of process safety, and to Methanex Egypt and Mr. Shindy for his commitment and his collaboration, and AUC President Dr. Ahmed Dalal for his commitment and outstanding academic contribution. I wish all participants in this diploma to great success as they become leaders for process safety within the petroleum sector. Before I conclude my speech, I wanted to thank my team, the ministry team of process safety led by Engineer Mohamed Sabri, as they do very great effort actually for achieving this event today. Also, I wanted to have a special thank to Engineer Mu'taz and his team for their great support to let this event come to the light. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Ala, for highlighting the features of the diploma and the importance. And I also want to thank you and your team for your hospitality when we visited you recently in the ministry, and we look forward to a continued collaboration with the ministry. And now it gives me a great pleasure to introduce the beating heart behind this whole thing, the man who really had the passion and persistence and the patience to work with us and bring this day to reality, Mohamed Shindy, Mr. Mohamed Shindy, the CEO of Methanex Egypt.
Good morning. Your Excellency, Engineer Karim Badawi, really pleasure to be with you here today. Dr. Ahmed Dalal, Your Excellency, Dr. Tariq Shawi, Engineer Ala Al-Batal, Dr. Lotfi Ghaffar, of course. Distinguished guests, partners, and colleagues, and I'm truly honored to be with you here today. I believe we're celebrating a really important milestone in our long journey towards safer, more sustainable energy operations. Inshallah, the signing of the protocol to develop Egypt's first professional process safety management diploma. At Methanex, safety is not just a priority. I mean, we say it's the foundation of everything we do, and we really mean that. that commitment is really what inspired us to embark on this journey back in 2018. It started with a kind of a small awareness session back in 2018. Actually, it was the idea of ECAM at the time, and of course, with us here, Engineer Ibrahim, our chairman of Methanex Egypt and the chairman of ECAM. And back then, the idea was how about we have an initiative to talk about process safety and to kind of raise awareness about it in the sector. So what started as a really simple idea has since, alhamdulillah, now developed into more of a national initiative. So from that first workshop, we moved to then host the first PSM conference in Egypt. And back then, we brought together hundreds of stakeholders, leaders and safety professionals from across the sector. We then, back in 2020, we signed an MOU with the ministry to develop a national PSM roadmap. The challenge was so large, we needed a roadmap to address it. And then we established a sector-wide PSM steering committee and a sub-technical committee that brought together really knowledgeable people from across the sector to try and tackle the challenge. It brought together minds and expertise from across the industry. So then together we launched a dedicated PSM website, which I invite you all to go and check out. It's called psmegypt.com, and it has everything. It has all the conferences, workshops, standards, guidelines. There's a lot of history on that website, and it has a lot of knowledge because now, alhamdulillah, we've been able to develop 24 national PSM standards and guidelines. And you will find those if you're interested. We actually published them all in a book. We have some copies of the book here. The book is available to download for free in PDF form. You can just log on and download it. It's actually been downloaded because we track. It's been downloaded by people from all across the world, and not just in Egypt, because it has some really valuable information and valuable processes. All this was really, developed with one goal in mind. To create safer processes, protect lives, and set a unified benchmark for excellence. Earlier this year, in February 25, we took another significant step, and we signed a second MOU with the ministry. This time focused on potentially, just as challenging, which is implementation. So now we have a framework, we have all the guidelines, we have all the processes. Now how do we bring this back to, how do we make it alive? How do we make this work? How do we ensure that these are adopted and internalized so that real change happens in the industry? This new diploma is really a natural next step in that journey. It represents a transition from to real-world applications. So it's going to, inshallah, bring our vision to life here through education, through building technical capacity, and through professional development. The AUC Methanex PSM diploma is not just a professional qualification. I believe it's going to be a strategic investment in people and in the future of our sector. Inshallah, over the next 3 years, we will proudly sponsor 150 professionals from the sector to join this program. And inshallah, we have a view that this would continue. And I have a vision, bismillah, that this program would continue even beyond where we are today. So in 30 years' time, this program will still be graduating professionals. And inshallah, what we're doing here gets copied by other institutions. And they also start to develop talent. This journey and this transformation would not have been possible without the strength of our partnership. And I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the Minister of Petroleum and Mineral Resources, Your Excellency, Engineer Karim Badawi, and of course our dear partner, Engineer Ala al-Batal, for their strong leadership and trust. I also, again, want to thank ECAM, whose earlier collaboration was instrumental in initiating this collaboration. And of course, to the AUC, President Dalal, Dr. Lotfi, you've been really instrumental in bringing this together. So thank you for bringing academic leadership and excellence. I'm proud to be an AUC graduate from the very recent class of 1994. And I've been reflecting on how the AUC has contributed to Egypt over the past years. And I believe this collaboration will help it, impact more lives and contribute to more people, inshallah. So this institution here and its commitment to advancing learning and industry partnerships, I think it's added immeasurable value to Egypt in many aspects. And inshallah, this program here will develop some really super future safety leaders. This professional diploma, it represents more than a program. It represents years of dedication, collaboration, innovation, and a shared belief in something greater than ourselves, the safety of people, and the safety of the communities and the safety of the environment. Because at the heart of every technical standard that you see in a book, in every training, in every investment, really we're trying to save lives. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed, for your speech. And again, I admire your passion, persistence, consistency. As Mohammed said, this is an effort they started since 2018. I know he passed through many hurdles and obstacles. He never gave up. Actually, our relationship, which I am grateful to our colleague, Dr. Ayman Ismail, for introducing Methanex to us, started in October. I just looked it up, in October 2024. So this day has been long coming. And as academicians, we managed to put we managed to derail and slow down things working at our own pace, but he was patient and persistent, so I really admire that. With this in mind, I have nothing more to add with all what was said about the importance of this diploma. My background is actually in manufacturing and process safety. When we talk about process safety in manufacturing, we look at the petroleum and the petrochemical industry as the golden standard of this. But I just like what Minister Karim said when we were sitting together before we came here about not just the importance of the training and education, but also the importance of making the process itself safe. And he mentioned the use of artificial intelligence, and actually also we complement this with Industry 4.0 standards in actually achieving a concept that the Japanese call pokayoka. And pokayoka means the process is error-proof, proofing the process to where you cannot make a mistake. And there are lots of examples on this, and the advancement in sensories and in artificial intelligence analyzing signals obtained by these sensors can go a long way in even preventing accidents, and when a near accident or a risky situation happens, taking the proper action, informing the right people. So actually, this effort of this diploma can be complemented with work that we can contribute to as a university in fool-proofing or error-proofing our processes, and we look forward to collaborating with industry, with Methanex, in more opportunities like this. With this in mind, I would like to invite the signatories of this MOU to the stage here to sign. Geologist Ala al-Batal, Provost Ihab Abdurrahman, and Mr. Mohamed Shindy. I think the President and the Minister should oversee them, make sure that everything is... Yes. If you could please stay for a group photo. And I would also like to invite Engineer Ibrahim Mekki and Engineer Mu'taz Atif, Dr. Abani, and Dr. Ahmed Al-Bambi, and Ms. Manal Jersey to join the group photo.